Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so Napoleon's early career, like in the video, so he started going to a military school when he was only 9. And so his earliest campaigns were in Italy. So he conquers northern Italy for France, and he starts to suppress feudalism. And he also was in Egypt, and so he was really good on land with the British king, and their navy took over. So he abandons his troops and goes back to Paris. And so what were his qualifications? A, he was a carpenter, B, a poet, C, a military engineer, or D, a military commander. Okay, so if you're writing this on paper, you just can write 1 and then A, B, C, or D, whatever you chose, okay? So you don't need to write out the questions or anything. We're going to go. Okay. So everybody got it right. D, he was a military commander.
Oh, I was right.
Okay, so while they were in Egypt, his troops discovered the Rosetta Stone. Does anyone remember what the Rosetta Stone is, Ben?
I totally forgot, but I think it's like amendments for like the Egyptians.
Christian?
It's a bunch of different languages.
How many languages? Okay, and why is the Rosetta Stone important? Guys, is your name Christian?
Yes.
What do you hear you calling his name?
Yeah, help translate the
Yeah, the hieroglyphics. Perfect. Okay, so does anyone know the 3 languages that are on there? Sierra?
I know one.
Chandler?
Greek.
Yeah, so ancient Greek, and then the hieroglyphics, and then demonics.
Wait, like
Okay,
demons?
so the languages on the Rosetta Stone are hieroglyphics, demonics, and ancient Greek.
Demonics, like demon stuff? Devil?
Demonics, no, it's just like the written thing. Okay, so true or false? Is everybody's answer in?
True.
Good, true. Okay, so Christian, you and Kelly tied for the first.
Who is Kelly?
Okay, that's Kelly right there.
Oh. Hi, Kelly.
Okay, so this is what Europe looks like in 1800. So France is controlling, obviously, France and Italy. Okay, so after the French Revolution, the government is in disarray. There's no real leaders. So Napoleon comes in and he launches a coup d'etat. Does anyone know what a coup d'etat is? Chandler?
It's pretty much like, all right, I'm in charge now.
Okay, so you go in and you take over someone's office by force, right? Okay, so he proclaims himself first consul, the same thing that Julius Caesar did when he took over Rome. And he does away with the elected assembly, and then a couple years later he makes himself consul for life, and then 2 years later he proclaims himself as the emperor. Okay, so what is a coup d'etat? Being voted into office, being voted out of office, taking office by force, or being kicked out of office by force?
That would be impeachment.
It's C.
D would be impeachment, right?
Okay, so most of you got it right. It's C, taking office by force. Okay, so if you're taking notes, you just have to write the letter C as well, okay?
Wait, Miss Dale, what happens if we get it wrong? Let's say I picked B.
I'm just doing this so that you guys are giving you.
Yeah, just erase it and write the right answer.
Okay, so fastest is Christian. Okay, so this is what the government of the consulate looks like after Napoleon takes over. So it's divided into 4 parts: the Council of the State, the Tribunate, the Legislature, and the Senate. And so he establishes the Bank of France, which is still around today. And so after the French Revolution, there were problems with the Catholic Church. You guys remember how they basically kicked the Catholic Church out of France during the Revolution? So Napoleon wants to heal those divisions, but he's really only doing it to prop up his regime so that he can get more power. Okay, so what does it mean to prop up a regime? To use someone else to make you look legitimate, to use supports to hold up your building, or to use props in a theater to be an actor?
A.
Yours isn't working.
We're the one talking.
Yeah.
He's right. Sometimes the internet makes people out. Okay, so it's A, to use someone else to make you look legitimate.
Who picked C?
So Napoleon is using the Catholic Church to make himself look legitimate, okay? So Antonio, you were first. And team 2, you guys are winning.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Okay, so during this Concordat of 1801, it's an agreement between France and the Catholic Church. So Catholicism is declared the main religion again of France, and the Church accepts all the land that they lost during the Revolution. But eventually the Pope renounces this agreement, so Napoleon brings him to France and places him under house arrest. Okay, so what does Concordat mean? To disagree, to make an agreement, or to break a contract?
C.
Frank.
Shut up. Hey, he asked the question, so I answered.
Oh, dang, you laughing?
He's smart. He's on his own. He knows his dad.
Well, we're a team. We're team 2.
Frank, do you need to come up here?
No.
Alright, then be a little bit more quiet.
I'm sorry, ma'am. It won't happen again.
Okay, so it means to make an agreement. So most of you did not get that right. So it's the Concordat of 1801, meaning he's making an agreement in 1801 with the Catholic Church. Okay, so Kelly, you were the first on that. Okay, so Napoleon establishes a system of education known as a lycée. So it's only for the most gifted and talented students in France. So it's a 7-year program to get them ready for college. And so they have to pay tuition, but some financial help is available. And it's to train people to work for the government in France. Okay, so lycées were only for the most talented and the smartest. True or false?
Oh.
Okay, true. Most of you got that right.
Really, Christian?
Okay, Sasha, you're first. Team 2, you guys are still the lead. Okay, Legion of Honor. So this is an award that Napoleon starts to make up. So it's divided into 5 degrees: a knight, an officer, a commander, a grand officer, and the Grand Cross. And so the most important part probably that Napoleon ever did was create this code called the Napoleonic Code. And it's still around today, so France still uses it today. So when they amend their constitution, they're amending the Napoleonic Code. And so it forbids privileges based on birth, it gives freedom of religion, and it specifies that government jobs need to go to the most qualified instead of people who were born into the right family. Okay, and so the influence of the Napoleonic Code. So during the wars, the other countries adopted the Napoleonic Code. So Italy, Netherlands, Spain, Portugal, Poland, Germany, Romania, and Egypt. And like I said, France still uses it today. So true or false, it's still in use today.
True.
I don't know how anyone can get it wrong. You say it like right before you switch.
Dude, I did quick. What is a false though?
Okay, most of you got it right. Someone still did.
Is there yellow on that O? It's kind of like.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, I was like, that's tripping me out.
Okay, so Kelly, you're first again.
Oh.
Okay, so does anybody know what the Haitian Revolution is or what happened during it?
Didn't like a bunch of countries invade like Haiti, and like they started like. I know what it is, I just can't
Okay,
explain.
so France owned Haiti, and so the slaves in Haiti rebelled, and they actually formed their own country. So it's the only time that slaves ever rebelled and formed their own state. So France loses control of Haiti. And then the Louisiana Purchase. Who can tell me